Hello guys, happy Wednesday, happy wonderful Wednesday. I just got done working out and I was sitting in my car about to leave my gym and go back into my house, and I'm just sitting here and thinking about how sometimes in certain seasons of your life you've got to remember what you asked for. And that's my question for you this morning. And even our guest tonight on the Rebecca Lynn Pope Show, you join me tonight, 7 p.m. right here on IG, guys. I've got two guests lined up, and they've got situations in life where, you know, they're wanting something different. They're asking questions. They want to get unstuck. They want clarity, right? And as I sat here this morning thinking about some of the things I've been going through lately. Good morning, Emil. Good morning. Sometimes I think you have to remember what you asked for. You've got to remember what you've asked for. What have you asked for? I was just watching you on YouTube. Hi, sweetheart. Right? Remember, you asked for this. Like, I'm having to even say that to myself here in the last few weeks, guys. Like, you got to remember you have asked for some of this. You don't think that what's going on in your life right now is a result of what you've asked for, a result of your prayers, a result of your petitions, a result of your dreams, a result, right? I mean, you may not realize it, but I need you to stop for 1 second and remember, what have you asked for? So right now, let's just do a quick exercise, and I'm going to give you guys my examples, okay? And you have to forgive me. I've just got done working out, guys. I don't even have no makeup on. When I want you to stop, I want you to think about where you're at right now, right this instant, okay? Hey, Sabrina. Hey, Ren. Stop and think about where you're at right this second, whatever you may be going through. I want you to stop and ask yourself, and I want you to put it in the comments. Put it in the comments. What have you asked for? What have you asked God, whatever your faith, whatever your belief system is? What have you asked God, universe, Jesus, Buddha? What have you asked? What have you petitioned for? What have you looked at and started saying to yourself, I want this. I want to see this in my life. I want a relationship. I want to write a book. I want to increase my credit. I want to lose 15 pounds. I want to start a successful business. Bassie Gola says, a job, a happy marriage, stability, a husband, and a promotion at work. King's Queen Mommy. Give me some more examples, guys. Put it in the comments. Good morning, Sasha. Right? Sasha Glam 242. Put it in the comments. What have you asked for? What have you been, maybe it might have even been silent. Refitness says to write a book. Keandra says new home, bigger salon, right? Good morning, sweetheart. Stop. I want you to put in the comments. What have you been asking for? What have you, even if it's been like a silent petition, guys, like sometimes there's a silent petition. There's something in your heart that every time you see somebody doing this, right? Or every time you see someone on social media doing something similar, you're like, oh God, I wish I could do that. Oh man, I want to do that. Oh man, I want a new house. I want to get out of debt. Nalidi says, be happier, right? New home, multiple 6 figures. Sometimes it's smaller stuff. Guys, some of you are manifesting smaller stuff. Hey, Janine. Hi, sweetheart. Right? What are you asking God for? What are you looking for? What are you wanting? Give me some more examples, guys. Nalidi says to finish school. Some of you could say, oh, to grow my hair out, to get healthier skin, clear my skin up. Sometimes it's not like all just the bigger stuff. Sometimes it's smaller stuff. To have a healthier relationship with your parents, to have better friends, right? Somebody said a baby. Gideon says, good morning. I asked to be able to provide for my family. Yes, Gideon. Right. I'm sitting here messing up my phone, guys. I don't have it on a tripod. I'm in the car. I'm touching it. Right? Gideon, that's a great one. To be able to provide for my family. That's real talk, right? Happier homeowner peace. Okay. You guys are giving me all these great examples. Now, as you're thinking about it, asking for it, wanting it, manifesting it. Keisha Charmaine says healed allergies. So guys, this is how spiritually this works. You are getting intentional about it. You're asking for it. You're wanting it, even if it's quietly. You're not even like telling anybody about it, right? Okay. Well, guess what? Now, God, universe, faith, creator, eternal, right? Miss Sophisticated relationship, my son released, debt free. Okay. So you're being intentional. Now, guys, what God begins to do, okay? Guys, I'm trying to set this up so I can use my hands. You guys know I talk with my hands. So what God begins to do is go to work orchestrating. Since 82, bought a badge. Thank you, sweetheart, right? Goes to work orchestrating. Because your intentions, your power, the power of life and death, you have applied. As a man thinketh, life and death is in the tongue. Whatever you put into motion, whatever you get intentional about, starts working and being created. Now, here's where it gets hard. It gets hard because with our naked eye, with our human eyes, we create the how in our mind, right? We create the how. We have this thing in our head where it says, well, for me to get a house, for me to get a new house, buy a house, it should be A, B, C, D, E, F, G. This is the path. This is the journey. This is the way for me to get a house. I work on my credit, get my credit together. I get with a mortgage lender. I get with them, get my finances together, save my down payment. I work on these things and get some people to help me. And I get these things lined up to buy a house. And in your mind, it's A to B, point A to point B for me to buy this house. But that's not the way it works. Why? Because if it was that simple, that would have been done a long time ago. What we don't realize is that some of the most simplest things that you've asked for, and you got to remember you asked for this stuff, because when now God begins to deal with you and God begins to address you and God begins to shift things and God begins to literally trigger you and relationships trigger you and things at work start happening, and all of a sudden things start happening, guys, to challenge you. And all of the obstacles and hindrances that you've had to accomplish that goal have to be challenged, because that's the stuff that's holding you back. So as you are going through conflict, confusion, struggling, what in the world is going on with me? I'm going to give you guys my examples. Okay? Give you my examples. So this year has been a year of preparation for Carrie and I. This year has been a year of transition. It's been a year of closure. It's been a year of a lot of things going on. Why? Because we've set our eyes on our next level. We've set our eyes on some projects. We've set our eyes on some bigger things, right? We have books ready to be published. We have programs that are next level. We have new companies we're launching, new streams of income we're launching. And as we're doing that, well, what I didn't realize was, Rebecca, that means you guys, adding a couple more zeros to your bank account, going off into uncharted territory. We're planning Abundant Life conferences, publishing books. We're starting a property investment company, real estate investment company. We're doing all these new things. Well, guess what? New things don't happen doing things the same old way you've always done it. Good morning. So now, as you have put the wheels in motion for these new things, now all your old ways are being challenged. All your old mindset is being challenged. Your old habits are being challenged. Your old friends are being challenged. The things that keep you stuck, the things that are keeping you in the same cycles, the same patterns are being challenged. Because you can't manifest the new stuff doing things the old way that you've been doing it, especially when you are going to another level. Some of you don't realize Having a healthy relationship changes your whole life. Some of you don't realize starting a business changes your whole life. And you're like, well, why is this so hard for me? I see other people starting a business. I see other people doing these things. I see other people, and it's, it seems like it's just flowing for them. It seems like it's just coming together for them. Why is this so hard for me? You don't know their personal struggles. You don't know what they're going through behind the scenes. All you see is their highlight reel of their successes on social media. You don't know what they had to go through to process, to be ready for that level, to be ready to attract that, keep that, maintain that. Or you may not even know the shenanigans that are going on for them to even appear as if they're being successful. So when things start moving, so for me, what does this mean? I'm going to make it personal. I'm going to talk about me, right? Let me talk about me, because that helps you to understand. So I'm saying, okay, real estate investment business, more books published, abundant life conferences, meditation events, right? Teaching people more about spirituality and about healing, about abundant mindset, taking all of our abundant life platform to the next level. We got all these plans. What does that mean? That means, Rebecca, a lot of the things you were used to doing yourself, it's going to require you to outsource and hire a lot more people. There's going to be teams of people doing the things that you used to do yourself. Now, that may sound simple. That may not sound like a big deal to some of you. You may say, well, duh, Rebecca, of course. You're going to have more staff. You're going to have more employees. You're going to have more contractors. You're going to have more help. Yeah. But the problem is that when you are used to doing certain things yourself and your success has been built on you doing those things yourself and managing those things yourself, all of a sudden it comes time to hire people and outsource. And now you realize you got some trust issues. You got some control issues. You got some fears. You got some, what's been my theme that I've talked about you guys for months that I've been challenging. You got some financial trauma over in these areas, because now outsourcing this means trusting revenue generating activities. I've outsourced everything, but I ain't outsourced no revenue generating activities. For those who own businesses, those who have entrepreneur mindset, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I ain't outsourced nothing that my money depends on. Ooh, wait a minute. It's getting real, right? Ish is getting real quick. Wait a minute. My brand? My image? My sales pages? Wait a minute. Whoa, wait a minute. My campaigns, my courses, wait a minute. Whoa. You stepping on my toes right now. You mean I gotta put people, hire well, trust the people you hire to put them in place to do the job you hire them to do, so that I can focus on the bigger things, the bigger vision, the bigger execution, right? Because I can't stay creating my own workbooks for my courses. I can't stay, right, managing sales pages, websites. Now, I'm a beast at it. That's why people pay me to help them with branding and marketing. That's why I get paid so much money for that, right? To help people with sales, branding, and marketing. But at a certain point, you've got to be able to put together help and teams of people that are executing the things you need to get done. This one thing, guys, challenged me in such a way. And I'm like, why am I struggling with this so much? Why is this so hard for me? Because it's not just that's not the main issue. The main issue is financial trauma. The main issue is fear of losing everything again. Fear of being, I need you to stop and realize that when you have prayed for certain things to manifest and you have prayed, remember what you've asked for. Because the challenges and the circumstances that God brings to highlight the areas where you need to do some work to be prepared for that thing, God starts orchestrating all that, guys. All that starts coming together. And listen, When I tell you I had resistance to this, that I didn't even realize I had resistance until it was time to do it, until it was time to outsource very specific things that I have always kept a very tight control over, that I'm like, wait a minute. And then I'm backtracking and I'm trying to pull back and I'm like, well, no, I'm not going to give that. I'll do this myself. I'll handle this book myself. I'll handle this workbook myself. I'll publish this myself. I'll handle this myself. Then when you're not listening and you're not moving forward to challenge the things that God is accepting the challenge, when you keep trying to resist the changes God is trying to implement in order to answer your prayer, then it don't work no more. So then I'm sitting over here trying to do stuff the old way and it's not working and it won't flow and I'm not creative. And every time I try to go do it, I feel confused. I feel lackluster. I feel fatigued. I feel overwhelmed. I can't. Who am I talking to? Because the old ways won't open these new doors. And God's like, no, I'm not going to let you keep doing things the old way. I'm not going to let you keep trying to execute the same way you've been doing it the last 10 years. I'm not going to let you keep doing things the way you did to get that old success. I'm not going to let you keep doing things. I'm not going to let you hold on to this old relationship that's going nowhere when you've asked me, who do I need to make it real for? When you have asked me for love, when you have asked me for marriage, when you have asked me for a new thing, I'm not going to let you keep playing small. I'll make it real. I'm not going to let you keep running to what's comfortable. I'm not going to let you keep being around these people. I'm not going to let you keep playing small with this money. I'm not going to let you. You asked for this. Remember, you asked for this. And the change hurts. The change is hard. As human beings, guys, our human psychology is so stuck. We're so stuck in our ways and our patterns. We do the same things again and again and again. But guess what? Those patterns keep getting you the old same results. And then as God is trying to get you to change and trying to get you, you're like, ooh, oh, wait a minute. Keandra, as he's trying to get you from behind the chair and not even do hair no more. And you resisting, but God, I know I asked to be a coach, but God, I know I asked to do these other business, but God, I know, but wait a minute. I can't trust all these stylists with my clients. I mean, these are my VIP clients. These are my clients I've had forever. I can't just trust anybody. But you got to trust the process. You got to trust the people God's brought you. You've got to trust, right? Why? Because you trusting the process is dependent on your next level. Your next level is dependent on you walking through these new doors, changing these old ways, accepting the new way of doing things. Right? We cannot simultaneously stay where we're at and walk into the new. So guess what? As God's adding the zeros to me and Carrie and adding the more millions, as God is adding the new businesses, I can't stay where I used to be. Yes, those old ways brought us a certain level of success. And can I tell you something? I was just talking to my hairstylist last night when she was doing my hair yesterday. And I said, you know, one of the things that I struggle with God, this is real talk, y'all. I'm talking about my own journey here. One of the things I've struggled with God, see, every season's not a struggle season. See, some of you have come out of struggle and strife, right? And survival mode. We haven't been in survival mode in a really long time. See, but you think that transitioning just out of a survival place or a just enough place is hard because you're coming out of that into a place of excess, a place of prosperity, your next level. Honey, there's struggle in every level. You can be in a place of prosperity on a certain level. You can be doing very well on a certain level. You can be married, businesses functioning, making tons of money, making millions in your business. Everything can be going great. And then God comes in and starts showing you something else in a next level and something else you need to be doing, you're supposed to be doing. And now this whole level's getting shook up because you got to stretch and go to this new thing and this other thing, and everything you're doing is fine. This is where I've been for years, where every year it's like everything's great. Everything we're doing right now is absolutely phenomenal. Making great money, helping people. Everything's amazing. God comes in, started showing you new stuff. Well, I don't want to stop love and dating coaching. I don't want to stop dating coaching. I don't coaching coaches, training coaches, business and marketing, leadership. Where are we going, God? What? Okay, rebranding to come and coach coaches, rebranding to teach business, starting Abundant Life Path, right? Certification for coaches. That feels like it is so not related to love and dating coaching at all. And you're so uncomfortable. You're like, no different from me. Matchmaking, going into healing coaching and dating coaching, healing coaching, leading into purpose coaching, leading into leadership in business, marketing coaching, branding, teaching other coaches, training other coaches on business. Now it's Abundant Life Path conferences. It's putting out books that are helping people about abundant life, not just teaching behind the scenes with leaders and coaches. And I'm like making these transitions like, what are we doing? I was happy being a love and dating coach. Where are we going? Why does that happen? I was making incredible money, incredible success doing that. And then it begins to shift. And I'm like, but why I got to go over here? Why? Because you asked for next level. Because you prayed for deeper fulfillment. You prayed for me to show you you. You prayed for me. Oh, God. See how I done brought that all the way back? Remember what you've asked for. See, you're asking for one thing, but you don't realize that there is so much more packaged in that answer. You don't realize when you pray a simple prayer, God, show me who I am. Show me direction. Show me clarity for my life. Show me authentically what will make me happy and make me fulfilled. God, bring me the people that are meant for me. God, show me my next steps. God, show me. You know me better than I know myself. Show me what is right for me. I didn't know that those prayers would lead me into leadership. I didn't know that those prayers would lead me into business and marketing and branding and teaching other business people and other coaches. How did I get here? I didn't know that that would lead to a larger Abundant Life platform of teaching people how to live abundantly, think abundantly, believe abundantly, speak abundantly, to this spiritual movement, healing movement, abundant life movement. I didn't know. And you look up, you're like, now how did I get here? I definitely didn't say I wanted to quit doing this, but when you pray those prayers, one thing leads to the next, to the next, to the next. And then you're sitting there like, I didn't ask for this. Yeah, you did. Yes, you did. You asked for this. You asked to be a millionaire. You asked for your financial breakthrough. You see, and then what you're not in control of is exactly how that happens. You asked to own a business where you feel fulfilled. You asked to write a book. Then when the book starts taking a different direction and all of a sudden you're writing about something that is a lot more vulnerable and transparent, and the topic of it starts to become something different, and God all of a sudden is using your book to help people when you thought you were just going to go over here and just be playing patty cake and just make something nice and pretty to help people a little bit. And then God takes it deeper, and now you got to deal with being vulnerable and transparent because God's taking you to another level and calling you deeper. And you didn't count on all that. God's got levels. Yes. Everything's not about just suffering and striving and survival. No, there's levels even in prosperity. There's levels to abundance. There's levels to purpose. There's levels to fulfillment. There's levels to surrendering. So, when you look up and you going through stuff that you're like, guys, I have wrestled with this thing. I'm like, I never knew in a million years that outsourcing things would be so hard for me. I never knew in a million years that getting help in certain areas would be so hard for me. I do not have a problem paying people top dollar for all kinds of stuff that people do for us. But when it came to certain marketing, when it came to certain branding things, I'm like, ooh, that thing triggered me. Wait a minute. God had to deal with me about my ego. He had to deal with me about fears. He had to deal with me about financial trauma. He had to deal with me. And that took, guys, that's not an overnight process. Working through your own resistance, working through your own fears, working through the very things within you that are blocking what you're asking for. It's not easy. Going through, I'm sad, I'm slightly depressed, I'm confused. I'm like, why am I feeling this way? Why am I, God, I'm waking up. I have no enthusiasm. I feel stuck. It's muddy. Yes, muddy. Having one of those hard days today, that muddy middle can really get to you. Always praying and walking in alignment. Pray for me, right? Kinky Curly Girly, Rebecca, I'm a lawyer, praying to be an abundant life coach, having one of those hard days today, that muddy middle. Listen, sweetheart, we all have them. We all have them. Make sure you email us. Class starts August 16th, right? Guys, and one of the things I said to my coaches, I was in my inner circle, and I did a video in my inner circle, and I talked about how this ish is not easy. And even what Carrie and I teach, right? Okay, Victoria, send us an email, sweetheart. Even what we teach is not for everybody. I was telling my coaches, I said, coaches, we have in the inner circle, there's like 160 abundant life coaches in the inner circle. And I was saying inside in that video, I said, what we teach is not just how to make money in a coaching business. It's not just, steps to having a successful coaching business. What's difficult about what we teach is that abundant life is a holistic, healed leadership business model, which means that because business development is really personal development in disguise. So as you are trying to develop a business, guys, God goes to work dealing with you. And what we teach is to deal with all the personal stuff up front. You're going to directly start, instead of ignoring or trying to deny or not addressing all the personal stuff, we teach how to address the personal stuff, how to work on yourself simultaneously while you're trying to help other people. While you're working to help other people. And that's crucial because that's that holistic 360 degree level of prosperity, health, wealth, love, peace, purpose, right? Where it's not just about a financial aspect, a financial element to where you learn how to make money. It's like, no, you want to be whole. You want to be healed. You want to be happy. You want to be fulfilled. You want to be healthy, mind, body, and spirit. Well, that's a lot of work. Do you realize that most people are not healthy and happy 360 degrees in their life? They are happy in like one or two areas of their life that they focus on, and then they totally ignore, deny, neglect, right? Deflect in the areas that they are ignoring, where they're not doing well, they're not healthy, they've got issues. Which is why you can meet some very financially successful people who are running great businesses, doing incredible things, and you get to know them behind the scenes, and it's all a hot ass mess. Their mental health is suffering. Their physical health is suffering. Their emotional well-being. Spiritually, they're all over the place. And you're sitting there like so disappointed because you thought because somebody had financial success that it meant that they were happy, fulfilled, had peace and joy. You can literally set up all these goals in your life and accomplish so many things. But at the end of the day, not be happy. I watched a Tony Robbins video. I posted an Abundant Life Nation Facebook group yesterday. He used Robin Williams as an example. Robin Williams set out to be one of the #1 comedians in the world. He did that. He set out to be an actor. He did that. He set out to win an Academy Award for being in a non-comedic role. He did that. He had a wonderful wife and family, had money, had all this success. Struggled with drug addiction, struggled with substance abuse, never having mental health, never having peace of mind, ignored, made everybody else happy, made everybody else laugh, but never focused on his own personal well-being at the expense of himself, and ended up hanging himself because he was so unhappy, sad, and suffering. That's not success. I don't care what else you accomplish. That's not success. That is not success. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? Do you know what that scripture really means? Especially for leaders, especially for empaths, especially for people, the givers, the doers, right? The compassionate people who are always helping everyone else, always focused on everybody else. What does it profit you to be helping the whole world and losing yourself? You're unhappy, you're miserable, you're crying yourself to sleep at night. And this is what I teach my coaches. You are not supposed to be serving and sacrificing yourself on the altar of service to others and your suffering. That is not God's will for your life. That is out of order. That is not the way God created this thing to work. He wants you to prosper. As your soul prospers, as your cup runs over, you're now serving out of an overflow of your own joy, your own peace, your own prosperity, your own love, joy, bliss, purpose, overflow. Now you're not just talking it, you're walking it, and your life becomes an example for others to you can mentor and role model the results of doing the work, the results of being healed, the results of being whole, the results of mental, physical, emotional well-being, spiritual well-being. And that shows your life speaks. And for too long, we have had broken models of leadership, especially in the church. Broken models of leadership where everyone's faking and fronting and acting as if everything's fine and they're great and everything's perfect. Silently crying, silently suffering, silently. You just know how to say the right words, put on a smile. That's why so many organizations, not just churches, that's why so many organizations are a hot mess behind the scenes. Why? Because the leadership is not prospering. The leadership is not healthy. So behind the scenes, it's a hot mess. There's drama. It's craziness. There's a bunch of people just bleeding all over each other. Bleeding all over each other. Right? Why? How much do your certified life coaches make? Because, honey, I'm ready from Nairobi, Kenya with love. Honey, it's completely up to you what you want to make in your business. I teach our coaches how to scale up to 6 figures in the first year. That's what I teach, is how to scale. But it's completely up to you about how much money you want to make in your business. But yeah, Guys, you don't want to be so focused on other people and not focused on yourself. That's not winning. That's not success. So remember what you've prayed for. Remember what you've asked for. Okay? Today, I want you to remember, as you're going through, remember you asked for this. Remember as you're coming to peace about things that God is working on, when you're coming to a place of acceptance, when you are taking it and saying, okay, God, I have got to accept this new way of life. I've got to accept letting go. I got to make peace with these changes you're bringing in my life. Remember, this is leading to the bigger things. This is leading to the greater things. And as soon as you accept it, as soon as you stop resisting and stop struggling with it, you're going to have peace. You're going to have so much peace, and it's all going to come together, right? Stop resisting. Stop struggling. Okay, God, I'm just going to follow through. This is what you're trying to do with me. Let me accept this, right? Let me accept this. Let me move forward so I can move forward into the new things you're doing in my life, so I can receive what I've been asking for, so I can receive what you're doing. I accept it. I receive it. I will stop resisting. I will move forward. That's what I'm doing today. I told y'all what I've been struggling with. Right? Kinky Curly Girly, have been in therapy and planting all the good seeds I can. Even have a YouTube channel teaching others to heal. I've learned many aspects of abundant life. Yep. To people, and I'm so happy to share it. Definitely. You are so smart and wise. Thank you, sweetheart. It's time. Guys, stop resisting, because there's a timeline. God's got things lined up. You can't keep resisting. You got to accept the new, guys. That's what I'm having to do. Today I woke up, I'm like, okay, Rebecca, you're hiring this today. You're sending the emails for this today. You're accepting the help in these areas. We got to move forward, because we can't keep things in a holding pattern because you're resisting. Okay? You cannot keep things in a holding pattern. It's time to move forward. All right. Love you guys. Blessings in abundance. Have a great Wednesday. I will see you tonight, 7 p.m. right here on IG Live for the Rebecca Lynn Pope Show. We have 2 guests lined up. Really, really great topics. Really great topics for tonight. Make sure you tune in. I'm going to be answering their questions live. All right. Good morning, Net. All right. Love you guys. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.